Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy Thursday to you and yours, and thank you for choosing to be here with us on Storytime. And I hope that you are ready for a beautiful story, because one is guaranteed today. Coming back to Storytime after a little bit, but this one is a beautiful one indeed, and it is called The Red Tin Box, and this one is written by Matthew Burgess and illustrations by Evan TURK. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Welcome. I hope that you have everything that you need to make this Storytime even better. Always a pleasure to be here with you, and of course, yes, not taking it for granted. Thank you, Nina, and I hope that you do enjoy the stories that we have, and please keep sending in those recommendations so we can look into bringing those books here, those stories here to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope that you're having a lovely start to your Thursday wherever you are, or indeed if it is much further along, I hope that you are having a wonderful day indeed. Katota, happy belated birthday. Thank you so much for joining us all the way out in Lusaka, Zambia. I hope that you're having a wonderful time. I hope your birthday was good. January 29th. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. If it is your birthday today, well, happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Please get ready, get comfortable, get cozy. We do have a beautiful book coming back to Storytime, The Red Tin Box. Get ready for this one coming right up. Thank you indeed for being here. And of course, to remember that Pamela Courtney has a brand new book, a season for fishing, that is coming out, a fish fry tradition that is coming out officially on May 20th. But pre-orders are available right now. You can pre-order right now, or indeed you can ask for it at your local library. Request for it at your local library so they can get it for you, and it is ready to go as soon as it comes out. Thank you indeed for being here. And as we mentioned to our book for today, The Red Tin Box, coming right up. So get ready for that one. Pamela Courtney, congratulations one more time on the beautiful book coming our way. Cannot wait to see this one. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. Please get comfortable, get cozy, get ready for our story for today. What do you need? A softer cushion? A warm cup of tea? Well, go on and get it. We'll be right back after this break for our story for today. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Chang, co-author of Bobo Loves Dumplings, Bobo's Colorful Chinese New Year, and Night Market Rescue. And this is Storytime with Mr. Limata.
How you doing? This is Jonathan Marshall. I'm author of the books I'll Be Right There, Does It Rain Food, and also on the way, Me and My Kazoo at the Zoo. And you're here with Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you so much, Charlotte Chang. author of many wonderful books. Night Market Rescue, if you have not seen it, was featured right here on Storytime, so please find it. And of course, find it at your local library and wherever else that you find books. And then Jonathan Marshall, lots and lots of wonderful books. Please follow him on Instagram. Find out everything that is happening. Jonathan Marshall, and of course, me and my kazoo at the zoo being one of his books for sure. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. The Red Tin Box. This one written by Matthew Burgess, illustrations by Evan Turk, and we are reading it with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. So get ready for this one coming right up. And I did say too, I think, well, in the past I've showed you that this is the cover, but you also have, or the sleeve, you also have that. Isn't it beautiful? I know somebody that will appreciate that flower right there. Yes, a beautiful one indeed. All right, here we go. If I can just tack this back, and then we'll get started with our story. The Red Tin Box. And I did mention yesterday that you need your Kleenex ready for this one, right? So yeah, you know you're in for a treat. The Red Tin Box. Written by Matthew Burgess, illustrations by Evan Turk, and read with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And then these lovely, lovely illustrations, right? Stunning illustrations. Kind of reminds me of The Stuff of Stars by illustrations in there by Core Holmes. Really, really beautiful illustrations. On her 8th birthday, when the sun was peeking over the treetops and everyone in the house was still asleep, Maude slipped outside and across the wet grass to the edge of the woods. Where are you going, Maude? What's happening? Yes, on her 8th birthday, when the sun was peeking over the treetops and everyone in the house was still asleep. Yeah. Maude slipped outside and across the wet grass to the edge of the woods. What was there? What is there? At the foot of the flowering dogwood, in a soft spot where she once found a fallen nest, the earth seemed to whisper, "Here, here." Yeah, at the foot of the flowering dogwood, in a soft spot where she once found a fallen nest, the earth seemed to whisper, "Here, here." Maude dug and dug and dug until the hole was deep enough to hold a red tin box. Only Maude knew the treasures she placed inside the box. Only Maude heard the words she said as she buried it. Yeah. What's in it? What's in it, Maude? Tell us. Far overhead, the sun kissed the clouds pink. An angle of geese honked excitedly. I'll spare you my attempted geese noise, so I won't do that. Far overhead, the sun kissed the clouds pink. An angle of geese honked excitedly. And Maude made a promise to herself. Yeah. Maude grew and grew and grew as old children do. Yeah. Maude grew and grew and grew as old children do. Aw. She had a daughter of her own, and she grew too. She had a daughter of her own, and she grew too. Oh, Kathy, so true, right? It's just, yeah, stunning illustrations. Really love them. Yeah. Like, look at this spread, for example. But Maude never forgot the red tin box. In one corner of her mind, it glowed, though one by one, the treasures she had placed inside slipped from her memory. What was in it? Yeah. Maude grew and grew and grew as every child does. And she had a child of her own who grew too. But Maude never forgot the red tin box. In one corner of her mind, it glowed, though one by one, the treasures she had placed inside slipped from her mind. One November afternoon, Maude was seized with a feeling like a bright spring sunrise. Yes. The next day, Maude picked up her granddaughter after school. Yeah. Together, they turned east. As they drove and drove and drove 4 towns over. Yeah. The next day, Maude picked up her granddaughter from school. Together, they turned east. As they drove and drove and drove 4 towns over. Across the river, she swam in as a girl, past the road to the old schoolhouse. Maude told Eve about the red tin box, about the hole she dug beneath the dogwood, about the promise she made when she was 8 years old. Aww. Good morning, good morning. Tori, how are you doing today? Say, I love this story, but it is indeed a tearful one. Right. The illustrations are lovely too. Stunning illustrations for sure. Beautiful story. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Across the river, she swam in as a girl. Past the road to the old schoolhouse. Maude told Eve about the red tin box, about the hole she dug beneath the dogwood, about the promise she made when she was 8 years old. Aww. But what's inside the box? How do you know it's still there? These were questions Maude couldn't answer. They sat quietly side by side, in worry and in wonder. It was possible they wouldn't find it. So many years had passed. Will they find it? What do you think? Oh, fingers crossed. But there was the dogwood that Maude daydreamed under as a girl. Read books under, fell asleep in the grass under. Still there. Oh. Holding her granddaughter's hand, Maude walked to the perimeter of the tree until one spot seemed to whisper, "Here, here, here." Oh. She found the spot. Is this where it is? They took turns nudging the shovels into the cold ground. Digging was hard, But with each small scoop, the dirt became a little bit softer until suddenly, what was there? Had they found it? The ring of a metallic clank. Yes. Oh my goodness, after all these years. Eve watched as her grandmother lifted the treasures out, examining them one by one. A tiny toy elephant, a marble like a tiger's eye, an ancient piece of candy wrapped in silver foil, a costume mustache, a small brown bottle, a bird's nest woven with purple string, and an iridescent ear-shaped shell. Oh my goodness. What would you have put? What would you put in your time capsule right now? Yeah. Did you say you wanted to hear more? What was in there again? Yeah. Eve watched as her grandmother lifted the treasures out, examining them one by one. A tiny toy elephant, a marble like a tiger's eye, an ancient piece of candy wrapped in silver foil, a costume mustache, a small brown bottle, a bird's nest woven with purple string, and an iridescent ear-shaped shell. Oh. And there it was, the red tin box with everything in it. Oh. Once Maude let out such a high-pitched that a dog in the distance began barking. Ruff, 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 who's there? Ah. Maude told many stories on the drive home. Sometimes Eve asked questions. Sometimes she laughed when her grandmother laughed. And it didn't bother her when her grandmother cried. Yeah. Maude told many stories on the drive home. Sometimes Eve asked questions. Sometimes she laughed when her grandmother laughed. And it didn't bother her when her grandmother cried. Yeah. Oh, can I get the page? There we go. It didn't bother her when her grandmother cried. Not one bit. Yeah. When they arrived, Maude placed the red tin box into her granddaughter's hands. This is for you. Yes, when they arrived, Maude placed the red tin box, into her granddaughter's hands. This is for you. Far overhead, the stars blinked, an angle of geese honked in the dusky dark, and Eve, seized with a feeling, made a promise to herself. Oh, I love the sun. Yeah. Wow. And that is the end of our story. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. I hope you enjoyed it. The red Tin Box. This one coming to us from Matthew Burgess and Evan TURK. And of course, we were reading it with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that this one indeed, I hope it warmed your heart. It is definitely just sweet, sweet book. Thank you for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you. And I'll be right back after this short break for more story time.
Hola, my name is Shamile Sayed Mendez, and I am the author of Where Are You From, Foodia, and many other books for young readers. You're watching Story Time with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. Shamila Sayed Mendez, author of amazing books, and of course, the most beloved, right? Where Are You From? A beautiful book. And if you've not seen her books, please do ask for them at your local library. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. The Red Tin Box was our book today. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you indeed for being here. Thank you, Tari. I hope that you have a wonderful time out there in Botha. And you say, have a wonderful Thursday to everybody. Well, have a wonderful Thursday yourself. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Red Tin Box. I hope you can find that one at your local library. And talking about sweet books, sweet illustrations, well, join us again tomorrow for perhaps my favorite book here on Storytime. Hello, Rain, coming to us from Kyle McClare and Chris Turner. This one coming to you tomorrow. So please make a date. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And Tari, absolutely love the illustrations. And yeah, a sweet book indeed. Very, very sweet book. It just resonates with me so much. It's just I spent so much time with my grandma Salia, my mom's mom, and so just many times telling stories, and and would sing before bed, which was one of my favorite times of day for sure. She would let me lead song, and would sing different songs. Sometimes it was church hymns, sometimes it was just songs that we as kids we played outside, and sometimes we just told stories. And so I love those moments. And so seeing the relationship that Maude has with Eve is just like takes me back. And so really resonates. And then too, like just thinking earlier this week we read a book that said we've only got what we've got, right? So make the most of that time. Grandchildren, children, partners, whoever it is, make the most of what you have for sure. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Kathy, I hope that you're having yourself a wonderful time out there in Ohio. You did say it was warming up, so I hope that it continues on that trajectory. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Pamela Courtney has a new book coming out, and it is A Season for Fishing. This one will be coming out on May 20th, but you can request it from your local library right now, or you can find it wherever else that you find books. Congratulations, Pamela Courtney, and of course, Tony D. Chambers as well. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Great books galore, and you're guaranteed good stories and good books right here on Storytime. So please make a date whenever you can, live if you can, 7 a.m. Pacific time. And of course, you can always join us at storytimewithmisslimata.com, at Storytime with Miss Limata on Facebook and YouTube. And why not follow us on Instagram so you can see all things Storytime. Join us tomorrow for Hello Rain, coming to us, Kyle McClare, Chris Turner, and of course, another one coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime on this beautiful Thursday. I hope it is indeed a beautiful one for you, and wishing everybody a wonderful Thursday. Just like Tori mentioned, have a wonderful Thursday, everybody. And I hope to see you again tomorrow when we're back with more Storytime. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Biggest of hugs from me. Much love to each and every one of you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata. We're on like your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all of your stories, some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.